Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution. Lazy Sunday post Couch People Christmas Party edition of Hobby Evolution. It's Sunday, so I had to put on my Sunday Bears hoodie, and then I looked up what time do the Bears play today? The Bears don't. The Bears don't play today. It's a bye week. So we're still rooting for higher draft pick, which I think the Bears are still in line for the number 2 pick in the NFL draft. Number 1 is the Houston Texans, who play the Dallas Cowboys. So we got to root for Houston today, beat them Cowboys, because we want to knock Houston out of that top spot. You know, what would the Bears do? I think if the Bears ended up with the number 1 overall pick, I definitely think they would trade down. Because I think the top couple picks are quarterbacks this year. It's a quarterback heavy draft. So I think there's so much draft capital that can be had with that number 1, 2 pick. Hell, even the number 2 pick is going to net you a good return on draft picks. So I think if the Bears would somehow get into that number 1 draft pick spot, still several weeks of the season left. Season goes into like mid-January now. It's really weird. It's only 1 extra week, but must be the way the calendar works. It's into the second week of January, which is really bizarre, to me at least. But I think at number 2, there's a chance they take Will Anderson, or even trade down. But again, there's still several weeks they could fall in the draft order and be number 3 or number 4. So what's up, Herman? Good morning, Hobby World. Herman in the house. Boston Smoke is here. Herman actually brewed some coffee this morning. Hey, cheers to that. Good morning, Clark. I actually went to, yesterday, I had to drink my coffee black yesterday, which I don't prefer. I like a little cream. As Brian stated last night in the Couch People Christmas Party, there's sugar in the cream. I know, but I don't like just plain sugar in my coffee. I don't do plain sugar. I either drink it black or with cream. So I picked up some hazelnut cream at Target yesterday. What a freaking madhouse, man. Oh, now I hate shopping, especially during the holidays, because I have a mission. When I go shopping, I'm on a mission. I know what I want. I know where it is, and I'm going to go, boom. And I feel like a majority of people that shop at Walmart and Target, name any other retailer, I feel like when they touch the carts, when they go in and they grab the carts, especially at like a retail store, because retail is a little different than like a grocery store is typically like, unless you're in the produce department at my local store, it's like like people are just every which way. It's like, just get out of my way. That's how I am. Get out of my way. But there's aisles. So you're confined to the aisles and you're going this way or this way. But in a department store or retail store, it's just every which way. And they've got aisles going this way and then this way. And then people are running into each other. It's just mad chaos. But when people touch carts at Target and Walmart, it's almost like it's like a lobotomy. And they don't know, like, it's just like, and they're like right in the middle, no self-awareness, zero self-awareness. And they're just like, what are you looking at? Move over. So I was at Target yesterday and I was like, I needed cream and I needed bottled water and I needed baseball cards. Those 3 things. Now, I should have entered on the grocery side of Target as opposed to baseball card side of Target. Because if I enter at baseball card, and by the way, Targets, and I don't think every Target is this way, but my local Target rearranged the entire layout of their store. And it's really not conducive to heavy holiday traffic. So I entered at baseball card side, which that was my bad. So I grabbed my card. There were a couple like probably guys in their 20s, maybe 30s, looking at cards. I think they were looking at Pokemon. They were on the Pokemon. So my Target actually has like the entire like that like in a grocery store line, there's the entire section like from that side of the cash register all the way to the end. That's completely filled with cards. And then like half of it's Pokemon and Magic and that stuff. The other half is sports. And it's all filled with cards. So they were looking like on the Pokemon side. And I'm like, okay, I'll let them look. And then I'm going to go get my water and my cream. So of course, cream and water are on opposite ends. And the way the new layout, there's not like an aisle. Like the only aisles are basically like on this end and the far end to like go to the back of the store, which is, like I said, is not conducive when it's busy, because where are people? People are in line and the lines are like snaking out into like the only section you can like navigate the store. So I'm like, how in the hell am I going to get back? Because I need to get in the back corner to get my bottled water. So I'm like, it's like playing Frogger, trying to get through the people at the Target. So I get my water. It's good. I had a few people staring up into the ceiling, not knowing what to do next at Target. And then I went and I got my cream. And then I had to navigate myself. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to go I'm not going to make a beeline up front because that's where all the people are in line. I'll try to navigate through the back and get around. So I got around to the other side, go to look at baseball cards. What am I looking for? Heritage high number. I had a conversation with the XL rep, with the vendor on Friday afternoon when I went there. And he's like, oh yeah, Heritage high number, the purple box. I've been stocking those. Did you look at Fitchburg? I went to Fitchburg, fully stocked, no Heritage high number. He's like, I don't have any on me, but I've got some boxes in the back, but I don't know if I'll get to them tonight. And I'm like, well, son of a bee. So I was going to go back on Friday night. Well, now I'm glad I didn't, because there's no Heritage high number on the shelf. And there's all the other stuff, but it's like, I've got, as you saw last night during the Couch People Christmas party, plenty of wax to rip, which, by the way, I maybe got to half of it. I didn't even touch my case, my last case of Heritage Miners from this year. Didn't even touch it. I didn't open any of my hobby boxes of Topps Update from 2020, although I did open a box on Friday night, and it's such a long rip. And it's like, I didn't want to do that last night. And maybe I opened one hobby box of last year's Heritage Miners. But I've still got a bunch of Bowman and Bowman Chrome mega boxes. I think I only opened 2 of this year's out of the 6 I had. I opened a couple Bowman U Blasters. I think I still have 6 or 7 of those to open. So there's still a lot of stuff to open. So I didn't buy anything at Target except my bottled water and my hazelnut cream. So that was my rat race at Target. We've got Brian in the house. What's up, Brian? What was the best card pulled at the party? That's a good question. I was gonna bring in. I can run out there. I'll get through the chat and I'll run out and show off, because I did pull some autos, and surprisingly, and I'll share this tidbit when I show them off. But I was surprised by the hits in some of the boxes. Herman says, know what you want and only make one detour to walk by the card aisle to see what they don't have. Absolutely. That's what I do every single time. I know exactly where I'm going. I go there, get my stuff, go back, look at the cards, check out. Shaw Card says, I like shopping late as possible to avoid the craziness. That used to be my method. The older I get, the earlier I go to bed. So it used to be like, and I think my Target closes at 9, but like Walmart's, and I think Walmart's are like not 24 hours anymore. And I know this because after the Club 400 Christmas party, my buddy Dave, he's driving back to the hotel, and there's a Walmart like a block away from our hotel. And I'm like, let's do, he's the DD and I'm not. I'm like, let's go get some cards. Let's go rip some cards. Let's have another Bud Light and rip some cards in the hotel rips. So we pull up to Walmart and it's closed at 10, 11 o'clock at night. So Uncle Rich in the house. What is up, Uncle Rich? Good morning to you. We had a blast last night, and unlike Bo's wife, my missus even made a guest appearance. She did. By the way, if you didn't catch it, my wife was going to join us last night, but her and her mom received tickets to see the Temptations. So I'll allow it. She did say she's willing to jump on with my mom when we do that. So we might do that at Christmas. I'll kind of like, once we get closer to Christmas, because I know there's a lot of family obligations. You can't just sit and watch YouTube on Christmas Eve or Christmas night. So we'll kind of like pull the room. And if there's enough people that are going to be available on Christmas Eve or Christmas night, we can do that. Let's see. Hit like and subscribe. Thank you, Rich. We've got, let's see. Herman says, best card of the night, Shaw Cards, was a fractional. Yes. I received a fractional of Greg Jeffries, 88 Donruss, Greg Jeffries, with paperwork to confirm its authenticity. Victor, what's happening? Good morning to you. Basement Card Collector, what's up? Harlan in the house, good morning. We've got Cooter here. Let's see. Herman says Walmart stopped that during COVID. Boston Smoke says, how were the Temptations? Did you ask? I think I did ask. What was the response? Let's see. Let's see. She says it was really fun, just sang along the whole time. So that's cool. So the Temptations were good. Mark, what's up? Good morning to you. Rich says, at the Walmart I go to, they redid most of the store, so I have to search for the card aisle now every time I go. And that's also, the older we get, the more we hate when stores change their layout. Oh, I hate this store layout. I can't find anything. My local grocery store that I go to, it's like a chain, but it's local, it's closest to me, so that's where we go. When they redid theirs, which I bitch about all the time and how their layout sucks, they put maps, like they had like maps at the front door, like you're not going to be able to find anything. Ha ha ha. Here's a map. So I'm gonna run out. Joseph, what's up? Joseph is a dealer. He's gonna be at my card show. Oh, before I go show you what I pulled last night, I had a dream last night, a nightmare last night, about the Madison Card Show. First, it was held at it was not at the Sheraton. My card show was at the Edgewater Hotel, which there's not enough space, and B, it would be crazy unaffordable to hold it at the Edgewater. But it was at the Edgewater, and I had my show, and I promoted it everywhere, but nobody showed up. And all of my dealers packed up and left by 10 a.m., like an hour into the show. There was nobody there, and none of my dealers stayed. And then they were angry because there was no customers, and I didn't promote it well enough and all of that. So that was my nightmare. But that's not going to happen. The Madison Card Show is next Saturday at the Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive, Madison, Wisconsin. So hope to see you there. Joseph will be there. I haven't decided if I'm going to set up or not. I might. We'll see. So we'll take it as it goes. So I need to make my rounds and check in on dealers, confirm with everyone for next Saturday, Madison Card Show, Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive. Basement Card Collector says, baseball card nightmares, the horror of it all. I know, right? My worst nightmare, people not showing up to the card show. All right, I'm gonna go grab some of the hits from last night. So I ripped a lot. What I was surprised about, I'll just pull that Band-Aid right away. That's a Bowman Mega. So the Bowman Mega boxes, Oh, and I only opened, I think, one of my 3 pro debut boxes. Or maybe did I open a second? No, I don't think so. Yeah, so 3. I opened some WWE. Holy crap. So I pulled 4 autos out of the last year, the regular Bowman mega boxes. Man, I think I bought 40 or 50 2021 Bowman mega boxes. A couple of my buddies from this area, from here, Ripping One-Handed, Ryan, and Offbeat All-Stars, they came over and we had a Bowman mega box rip party. Had Rosati's pizza and we ripped. And I think I opened 8 mega boxes that night and didn't pull any autos. And then I went on to rip like 20 or 25 more Bowman mega boxes, pulled 0 autos. And I'm like, I've opened over 30. And I think I bought like 20 or 25 from a reseller off Facebook. And I'm like, I bet these were weighed. I bet somebody weighed them, and the ones that the weight was off, they sold. So I've been sitting on them, don't want to sell them. But I was a little concerned. However, I don't have any concerns, and I think I have of the regular Bowman, because I think I ripped most of those, because these are the regular Bowman mega boxes are they were they sell, like, their resale value right now, I think, is like $40, $45 on these, which is about what I paid. I think on the secondary market, I paid 35 or 40. I think 40. So basically, if I tried selling them, I would I'd probably lose. If I sold them on eBay, I would lose money. And then the Bowman Chrome mega boxes are like 60. And I'd probably break even if I sold them. So it's like, screw that. I'll just rip them. And I guess so I did open both Bowman Chrome and Bowman regular. So I'm not sure if these came out of which ones these came out of. I know at least, I think those 2. I think the first 2 that I'm going to show definitely came out of the regular Bowman. So, and you know what? I wonder if these are the Bowman Chrome, because it feels like these 2 are a little thinner. These 2 are a little thicker. Anyway, I pulled 4 autos out of the mega boxes. Nick Gonzalez from the Pirates. I know this came out of regular Bowman. And I'm pretty sure Zach Veen also came out of regular Bowman. None of these are Bowman first autos, although I don't know, do they specify on the autos if they're first? I can't remember. It's been so long since I've pulled an auto. Yolbert Sanchez from the White Sox, which I also pulled a redemption of his out of Heritage Miners, I think. And then Ivan Johnson of the Cincinnati Reds. So, hey, I'll take it. Friday night when I was out and about, I picked up 3 Topps Chrome blaster boxes and pulled an auto. I got 0 out of 2022 Topps Chrome blaster boxes. I pulled 0 Aaron Judge or Paul Goldschmidt, not a single one, but I did pull a purple auto numbered out of 299, Josiah Gray, who actually had a really good season this year as a rookie, and I had him in my fantasy lineup. So I pulled a Blaze Jordan purple. These are numbered out of 250, so that's a nice purple. Brian, what's happening? Good morning to you. Rich says, Herman, I'm running the Net54 Secret Santa program. I'm up to 2 people who forgot to hit send to get me their information. That sucks. Hit the send button. Let's see. Brian, good morning. James says Zach Veen and Nick Gonzalez are good hits. Guys are studs. Yeah, so I'm happy with that. I had a Bowman Chrome hobby box. So it was kind of a letdown, although this might be a really nice hit. Wilman Diaz, first Bowman auto refractor numbered out of $4.99. I haven't looked at comps on any of these. Good morning, Randy. Showing off some of the hits from last night's Couch People Christmas party. Pulled a Heston Kierstad shimmer refractor. This is not numbered, I don't believe, unless it's hidden on the front. Some of these, it's hard to see on the front when they're numbered. I don't think shimmers are numbered, though. Let's see. The other hit out of Bowman Chrome was Yiddy Cappy. I think I'm pronouncing his name right. Numbered out of 250. That's a purple. Harlan wants to know, did I pull any Ethan Roberts? No. Ethan joined us. Ethan Roberts joined us for he was on for like 20 minutes, I think, from his hotel room in Denver with his wife. That was cool. So I opened my Tops update while he was on and did not pull an Ethan Roberts while he was on with us. Another, I think this is Fuchsia, Garrett Crochet, rookie card. Fuchsia refractor, numbered out of 299. This was my other auto from Bowman Chrome. First Chrome auto, Cale Emshoff. So it was kind of a disappointing as far as autographs are concerned. And because I think I paid like $320 for that hobby box last year, they are cheaper now. And that's why I decided to rip. Well, the sealed box is worth less than what I paid for it. And then I think this came out of the same box. Matt Chapman, yellow, I believe. Is that yellow or gold? That's yellow out of 75. Let's see. I pulled Bowman U. I pulled a image variation of Chris Olave of the Ohio State Buckeyes. Those are the image. Those are hard. I've only pulled out of all, and you saw all the Bowman U blasters I had. Out of all the Bowman U blasters and a hobby case of Bowman U, I think I pulled, that may have been my third, and I can only think of one other image variation I pulled. I pulled a DJ Ugalele, Clemson quarterback. That was the first one I pulled. And I think I did pull one other one. So out of all the Bowman U I ripped, I only pulled at most 3 image variations. Let's see. Out of Pro Debut, opened one of my hobby boxes. Luis Rodriguez refractor, numbered out of 99. Showing off some hits from my rips last night during the Couch People Christmas party. Paper green, Andrew Painter, numbered out of 99 for the Phillies. Oh, yes, ex-Clemson quarterback. He has moved on. I think, and I haven't looked up this, I think, and I can probably look. Actually, I think I've sold all I'm pretty sure this is an image variation, Jason Dominguez. So that should be a good card. Nice value there. Elijah Tatis. This is a gold refractor, numbered out of 50. This case was fire because I pulled that superfractor out of this case. And in this, this was one hobby box. It was loaded. Rubio Angeles green auto to 99. A blue auto out of 250 or 150. Auto out of 150. Everson Arteaga. Let's see. Oh, wait, but there's more. I pulled 2 gold refractors out of this box. Maybe did I open a second box? I might have opened a second box. Jorbit Vivas, numbered out of 50. Actually, we'll see. There's, I think, or is there 4 in Topps Pro Debut? I think there's 4 autos in Pro Debut. 1, 2. Well, that's 2. Yeah, I think there's 4 autos per box. Oh, wait, no, there's 3. These are jumbo boxes. Alan Serta, orange, numbered out of 25. So if there's 3, yeah, there's 3, because hobby boxes have 4 autos, jumbos have 3. Wes Kath, blue, out of 150. So this was one box. This was a freaking awesome box. Aqua refractor, Brady House. These are out of 75. That's a nice hit for the Nationals. He's a stud prospect. And then my third auto, Alan Serta, just a base paper, like a $5 auto, but the others were color. But wait, there's more. Final hit, Henry Davis, numbered out of 25. And Henry Davis has been, I just sold Heritage Miners auto of Henry Davis for like $25. I sold another Henry Davis, might have been an image variation from one of these products. So he's a good seller. Another Bowman mega hit was Grayson Rodriguez, purple mega box. He might be a favorite for he'll likely be on the opening day roster and could be a favorite for American League. I know it's favorites for American for rookies of the year in advance. Not very smart, but he's going to be let's just say he's going to be a top rookie. I don't want to say he's going to perform and be a rookie of the year candidate, but I will say he's going to be top rookie in the hobby. JJ Bleday, even being a pitcher. JJ Bleday, this is numbered out of 250, purple. Another nice hit out of Megabox. Gabriel Rodriguez of the Guardians, numbered out of 25, orange Megabox refractor. Let's see. Herman says the portal is making players lazy. No one wants to fight for their positions. I agree with that 100%. They just transfer. We here in Wisconsin, we have a quarterback that we lost to the transfer portal, which I think was a good thing. Graham Mertz, who is in Bowman U. I think he's going to put up video. He ended up going to Kentucky, and I told my buddies, one of my buddy Mark was here last night for a period of time. And I told him, because we were joking around, we tried to get him to be an autograph signer once the NIL was put into place last July. And so now then he had an awesome game against Illinois last year. And then he just did not play well. And again, did not play well this year. And I think it was best for both sides, Wisconsin football, Graham Mertz, to move on. So he's going to Kentucky, and I think he will have a lot. I mean, look at what Will Levis did for Kentucky. I mean, he is a stud. He'll be probably a top 10 draft pick out of Kentucky. I think Graham Mertz, will he be a top 10 quarterback pick in the NFL draft? No, but I think he will definitely climb. He'll definitely be in a national spotlight more so than the struggles he had. Wisconsin is not a good quarterback school. It's running back U. So I think that's good. So in some instances, and he was here for 3 years. And I think he has 2 years of eligibility left. Because I think he only played 2.5 years. So I think it's a good move. Wisconsin's it's not a good quarterback school. It's a running back and defense. Offensive line, defense, and running backs. Quarterbacks are like the only position that struggle at Wisconsin. And Russell Wilson doesn't count. He was only here a year. Let's see. Let's go back into the chat. I'll show off some more cards from last night. Herman says, especially, quarterbacks. It's like, I got beat out, so I'm transferring. God. Spencer Rattler, Hudson Card, like every freaking quarterback, it's like, oh, they didn't start at this program because they got beat out. And it's just, you're right. You're exactly right. You can't win your spot. So you just take your ball and go home and transfer to a new school. Herman says, especially QBs, JT Daniels is transferring for the 3rd time because of, it's like, it's frustrating. As a fan, it's frustrating. MI Cards, Merle. What's up, Merle? I got mine, and Victor sent me a cool Josh Allen Orange Disco Prism Refractor. Nice. Love some Josh Allen. Go Pokes. Very cool. Fall Creek is in the house. Good morning. I missed the couch Christmas. Hope all went well. It was fun. Over 5 hours of content. So if you missed it, go to my YouTube channel and check it out. I think we went 5 hours and 7 minutes last night. So, and I still only ripped like half of what I had to rip. Let's see. Merle says, I'll have to go back and watch the Christmas party from last night. I hope Rich liked his card. Let's see. Harlan says, where are we at? Harlan says, JT Daniels lost his job before the end of the season. Wouldn't be surprised to see him transfer down. Joseph says, terrible nightmare. It was. Coach Fickle, great hire. Yeah, I was surprised, but I'm happy. I think he'll have a lot of success. And I knew Jim Leonhard would. I mean, he's going to go to greener pastures. I just didn't see him staying. And I really thought Wisconsin was going to hire Jim Leonhard as the head coach, but with the struggles, I think it was kind of a short little experiment to see, can he handle the reins? And they must not have thought he was a good pick for head coach, which surprised me. Merle says Wisconsin did well when they rented Russell Wilson, right? Let's see. Harlan says he's in the portal, just not sure how many D1 takers he'll have. What's up, John? That 70s card show in the house. Basement Card Collector says, I think the Broncos are hoping for Russell to hit the transfer portal now. That hurts to say that out loud. I saw an Oklahoma tight end that transferred out last year is transferring back to OU. Does anyone else think that's wrong? That's wild. It's gotten wild. Ken, what's happening? NIL and transfer portal seriously damaging my love of college football. Baseball Card Illustrated, Bronco in the house. Sorry I missed the party. Go back and watch. There's 5 hours and 7 minutes of it. So you don't have to watch it all in one sitting. I will say, if you want to catch Ethan Roberts from the Chicago Cubs, fast forward to, I think, the 45-minute mark is when he jumped on. Rich says, I showed the card during the Secret Santa part of last night's event. Hit a couple of my sweet spots, Heritage and Derek Jeter. The missus and I were married on his birthday. Very nice. Mr. Fractional, John Keating in the house. So some other cards that I pulled while ripping. Bowman Chrome, Julio Rodriguez. Jackson Churio, first Bowman Chrome. He's like he's like a top 2 prospect now in all of baseball. Let's see. Out of Topps update, I pulled a Jarren Duran green foil numbered out of 499. Let's see. Another Bowman mega hit. Hedbert Perez, a Brewer, numbered out of 50. Dawn of Glory. I must have had all the dogs in all of the previous Bowman mega boxes sucked. Like I didn't pull much at all. And then all of a sudden last night, I guess it's the spirit of Christmas. I got lucky on what I ripped. And then I opened some Bowman this is Overtime Elite Basketball. This was a fun product. And this is one where it's like, you've never heard of the players because, well, it's Overtime Elite, but some of these guys are like potential top picks, especially this is probably my biggest hit out of the basketball. Amen Thompson, Amen Thompson, no relation. Like a Lava Refractor. Are these numbered? Not numbered. But he's a projected lottery pick next year for the 2023 draft. Chet Holmgren, pink. It's a nice hit. Is he playing or is he injured? I'm not sure. Pulled out of 2022 Chrome, pulled a Luis Robert pink. Pulled a Bobby Witt mega box. I ripped some wrestling, some Heritage, Samoa Joe rookie gold cup. And that's a parallel. That's the bronze parallel. Pulled a Nikki Cross, Future Stars. Kevin Made, first Chrome mega box. I think he was in Chrome. Pulled the Alexa Bliss, and I think that's got a corner ding. This is like a $10 card. And I think I paid, $5 for the hanger boxes? $5 each. Pulled a J-Rod, Julio Rodriguez mega box. Let's see. Out of Topps Chrome, pulled the Juan Soto Heart of the City. Those are cool. That's the Chrome version. Let's see. Out of the NBA Hoops Christmas holiday boxes, pulled a Bones Highland sweater relic. The basketball was pretty underwhelming. And I pulled, for the BC, Cole Franklin, who I hung out with last week at the Club 400 Christmas party, blue out of 99. Pulled an Endy Rodriguez auto. And the other auto was the Yolbert Sanchez Redemption from Heritage Miners. So, and I think I have another one of those, so I'll have to send those in. So those were some of my hits out of what I ripped last night. So it was a lot of fun. Couch People Christmas Party. You can go back and watch it over 5 hours. I'm probably going to rip some more today. I've got a lot of shipping to do since I spent over 5 hours ripping and talking on YouTube last night. Let's see. My sales on eBay have been doing well, but I listed a lot, and the stuff I listed has been selling baseball. So I just sold, since I went live, I sold three cards that I listed this week. 98 Pacific Online, Roger Clemens. 2004 Upper Deck Yankees Classics, David Cohn. And a 1998 Upper Deck Aaron Boone rookie card. So those are some of the cards that have recently sold. Sold a 95 Stadium Club Kirby Puckett. A 93 Bowman Juan Gonzalez. sold the 81 Topps. Joe Charbonneau, one of the original hot rookies to collect in the early 80s. So I've got a lot of shipping to do. Let's see. Merle says, I'll have to rip something today since I didn't get to join y'all last night. Brian says, I don't think we should put transfer restrictions on the athletes because regular college students can transfer anytime they want. I'm torn on the college athletic transfer, and here's why. And kind of on the lines of what Brian says. Regular college students can transfer anytime. Coaches, I mean, what type of coaches are leaders, and what type of leadership are you projecting when you take a job before the season ends? Luke Fickell. And you take a job and you leave your program, you leave your kids, but they can't. So it's kind of a double standard in my eyes. So that's my issue with it, with the transfer. I am pro NIL because regular college students can, and here's the argument. And so I have a background in college athletics. I worked in college athletics for 3 years. And I think when we think about all this, we think of the Blue Bloods, Duke and North Carolina, the Power 5 schools. And yes, some of these kids, and they are kids, young adults, I shouldn't call them kids, they are young adults. Some of these young adults, yeah, they may go on to professional careers and make millions of dollars, but how many? And we'll just use my school, for example, Western Illinois University. Very few, like less than 1%, less than 0.5% are going to go on and make millions in the NFL, or, I don't think anybody has gone, played. There's a couple guys from the 1950s Western Illinois basketball teams that played in the NBA. We've had a couple guys in Major League Baseball. The most notable were back in the 70s and 80s, the Russell brothers. Rick Short was a Western Illinois Leatherneck. Basketball, there's none. In football, actually Western Illinois has a pretty good football pedigree. Rodney Harrison played at Western. Don Beebe played at Western. Frank Winters, Rich Siebert. There's a guy who's actually like a second round pick for the Kansas City Chiefs, and he was a starter. I think he still is the most recent NFL player. So a large majority of these players, they're coming in, and a lot of them don't come from, a lot of money. And so a full-time job for college athletics is a full-time job, even down to Western Illinois University. So these kids, they're coming from some some of these kids are coming from rough backgrounds. They don't have the means to they don't have any money. Many of them don't have any money. And they don't have the luxury, like a regular college student, to get a job, because playing basketball or football or any other sport is their job. It is a full-time job. The hours they put in, they don't have time to go work at McDonald's or Walmart. And these universities and the NCAA are making billions with a B off of these athletes. And I don't think that's fair. And I think the NIL is a great way. Now, are there going to be some rough spots? Is it perfect? No. And I don't think anything's ever going to be. I mean, college recruiting, look at all of the violations. I mean, recruiting, how many years later? I mean, it's ongoing. It's never ending. And I think when issues arise, you address them and create new rules and try to prevent them from the future. You try to prevent loopholes and all of that. But I do think NIL is great for college athletes. And especially in some deals and it can be a school like Western Illinois. And I don't know if any of the I'm far removed from, it's been 10 years, eight years since I worked in college athletics, long before the NIL. but as simple as like the offensive line signing an NIL with a local pizza place to get X amount of pizza per week so they can eat, not crap food, not ramen noodles and tuna sandwiches. Because yeah, they have some catering and stuff every once in a while, but it's not like, especially during breaks. They don't have the luxury in many cases, or they have to put it on their food plan because the university can't buy them food because it's an NCAA violation. So I like the NIL. I like the NIL. Do I like all of it? No. Do I like all of, I don't think there's anything that we, all will like, yes, this is perfect. Nothing's perfect. Okay, let's go back into the chat. Let's see. So we talked about Brian's comment. Victor says, Michigan quarterback left too. Cade McNamara. Yeah. JJ McCarthy beat him out. McNamara leaves. And I mean, and I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay with Trent. Like, I think I'm okay with it. Does it suck as a fan? Yeah. Does it suck that, these college kids lose their job and they want to transfer because it's not fair or whatever? I mean, I guess it is what it is. And I think going back on Brian's comment, it's like, well, I mean, coaches do it. But that's the attitude, like, well, that's the way we've always done it. Well, if they can do it, we can do it too. But I think it should be like, okay, well, if you don't want mass transfers, stop it at the coaching level, stop it at that level. I think that's so I don't know. I'm kind of like on the fence with transferring. I'm on the fence with it. But I am all about the freedom of the athlete. I think college athletics before the transfer in the NIL was just, it was not fair to the college student athlete. It was not fair at all. And I think fairness is starting to come to light. And it's sad that it's 2022 and it's finally starting to give these student athletes some options. Rich says, the problem I have is if the coach can transfer without penalty, then the players should have the same right. Absolutely. Charbonneau was the only active player to appear in the Natural. I did not know that. Cooter dropping some knowledge on us this morning. Merle says, in honor of Rich, I will rip some 2021 Topps Heritage. Nice. Shaw Card says, Colorado Buffalo's portal must be crazy. Oh, man, yeah. Neon Dion coming in there with the iron fist. Rich says, I have 3 boxes to rip at some point. 2021 high number, 2022 high number, and 2022 Heritage Minors. Since I can't find this year's high number in the stores, I might just have to order a box on Blowout. Basement, and I think they're actually pretty reasonable. I thought they'd be over 100. I think they're like 85. I've seen some awesome hits out of high numbers because, well, Julio Rodriguez is a big name in there. Wow, they've got Topps Chrome hobby boxes down to 135 on Blowout, and I think that includes the silver pack. I would have to read that before I purchase that, though. High number boxes, holy crap, $75. $75 for a hobby box at Blowout Cards. That's a hell of a deal. And I'll put my money where my mouth is on that. I think I'm going to buy a couple boxes of that. That's a great deal. Basement Card Collector says, I am all for the NIL. I think kids can transfer, but it's just weird to see it. Coaches do it, but it's just weird to think of someone playing for 3 college football teams. It is. And I think it's weird because it's not the norm. And so it's not something we've, really experienced. Yeah, we've experienced transferring, but it's, and it's kind of out of sight, out of mind, because in the past, it's like when you transfer, you had to sit out a year. So it's like player X transfers, and then it's been a year, and it's like, oh, yeah, I forgot he was at Oklahoma, and now he's at South Carolina because he had to sit out, a year. We had it at Western. And when you see it at the low majors like Western Illinois, you see a lot of transferring just because it's a low major. And typically it's the opposite way. And when you get to low major status in Division One, you're like towards the bottom of the bench. When you get to the end of the bench at a Western Illinois, like some of those kids are D3 players. But you need bodies in the low majors. And so when I was there at Western, we had a rotation of like 8. We had and usually our roster, we didn't go 15 on our roster. We were like 12. And we had, some guys we had guys at the end of the bench that they would transfer, they didn't get to play, and they went to D2 or JUCO. We had Obi, who went on to, he was a stud as a true freshman for us. And he went on, Obi Amegano, he's from Tulsa. And he went on to Oral Roberts. And we hated Oral Roberts and then hated him more when Obi transferred back home. So that was kind of, we had a couple of other guys from that team that we had, like, I think that year, that was the year we almost went to the tournament. We had Gabru, who transferred out, went D2. McDonald went to, I think, a JUCO, and he was like, one of these guys was like a D1 football player, but he didn't like football. He wanted to play basketball. So he ended up playing, I think he went JUCO and then maybe went to another went D2 after his year at JUCO. Jalen moved on, and I think he went to a D2. So we had a lot of guys. I mean, they transferred down. We didn't have really anybody make lateral moves. And that's in my 3-year period. I know since then, in the 8 years since, I know some guys have transferred out and moved on to other Division I programs. One guy on this year's or last year's team went to Illinois State, transferred, and that's kind of a step up. It's not kind of, it is a step up from Western to ISU. Let's see. Rich says, and next Saturday, the Triple Card family of stores Secret Santa event and trade night. So may wait till after that to open stuff. Very nice. Let's see. Ken says, Ewers, the Texas QB, is what's wrong with NIL. Left high school early to go to Ohio State for NIL. If that's not pathetic enough, then transfers after 1 year. Well, that's because Mr. Manning is coming in to Texas and saw the writing on the wall. Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers, I think, is going to be like, he's going to be like that in 20 years. We're going to look back and Sports Illustrated is going to run a whatever happened to Quinn Ewers, because he's probably going to bounce around from program to program, and it's going to hurt his talent, and he's just going to flame out. And in 20 years, we're going to remember Quinn Ewers. Oh my God, he was like the best quarterback prospect of all time, and left high school early to go to Ohio State, transferred to Texas, transferred to wherever he's going now, and then just disappeared. Quinn Ewers. Merle pulled a Roberta Flack from 2021 Heritage. Is that a short print? Might be. It's probably an insert. It's probably the news flashbacks. Johnny Manziel getting 10 cents per auto pre-NIL is wild. Yeah. Now these guys are just getting thousands and thousands. It's crazy. Paige and Deanie Bean, what is up? Good morning to you. It's like free agency in the NCAA. I guess we were okay with it in Major League Baseball and NFL. It's just new. Yeah, it's new. We're not used to it. And we hate change. It's just human nature. We hate change. Herman says, I've never liked players being able to transfer after their junior year, but that's a discussion I don't want to have having to type it. TD Sports Cards, what's up? Good morning to you. Brian says, Herman, junior year, a young person at 18 can join the military and get issued an M16 and a pocket full of hand grenades, but can't go pro unless they play tennis, baseball, fencing. And I like the NCAA, like with basketball. Or actually, it's not the NCAA, it's the NBA's rule. I like the rule, and I think it either has changed or will change, because I'm a college basketball fan, and for selfish reasons, I want these kids to stay in school. and play college basketball because I love college basketball and I don't really care about the NBA. I don't watch the NBA. I don't follow the NBA. I don't collect its cards, but I love college basketball. And so for selfish reasons, I want kids to stay in school and play college basketball because you look back and it's like, man, what if you had to play 2 years or 3 years of college basketball before going into the draft? Imagine some of these like all-star college basketball teams. Can you imagine? So selfish reasons. I like it. Or I like when they have to stay in school, but I think that's either changed or it's about to change. So that's what I had for today. Going on, we're over 50 minutes. You've heard enough of me in the last 48 hours. Don't be a fool. Stay in school, right? 91 Skybox or NBA hoops. Stay in school. That was the big initiative back in the early 90s. So I'm going to do some shipping. I'm excited. So I'm going to do a series. We're exactly 2 weeks away from Christmas. We're about 16 days from closing on the new house. And in about 3 weeks out from the beginning of the renovation. So this afternoon, I'm going over to the new house to meet with the demo guy. Like, yes, like demo. So I can't wait. I'm going to do a series. I'm going to do a video series. I wish I was better at video production. You know how crappy I am at video, but I'd like to do a fun video series. Which I'm going to do, but it's just not going to be very quality production. So we're gonna once we close at the end of this month, I'll do a walkthrough, and show you like the space that I'm working with downstairs, and you can follow the process. I want to document the whole demo and renovation, the building of the new headquarters of 1 Million Cubs LLC. So I'm looking forward to it. TD says, demo is fun when you just want to sledge a wall. Yes, and we've got a couple in the main area. We've got a couple walls that are coming down. I'm not going to swing a sledgehammer, but I'm gonna watch the demo guys do it. I'd probably throw my back out picking up the sledgehammer. So, I'm so out of shape that when I went to get my first beer last night, or when I went to answer the door when my buddy Mark came over during the Couch People Christmas party, when I got up, my back was just like, oh my God, just from sitting on the floor. And I think Herman even made reference early, and he goes, your back's going to hurt so bad. And I'm like, I'm just sitting on the floor ripping cards. Herman, you were right. My back, and my back is stiff. Just from opening baseball cards. That's when you know you're old. Is a sore back from sitting on the floor and opening baseball cards. Brian, thank you. Thanks for coming on last night. Good stuff. Let's see. Cooter says demo is the quick part. After that, progress will be at half the speed of a fart. I know. My wife's optimistic that we'll be ready to move in the end of May. I'm more of a realist, and I'm like, I know how this works. I know how this works. May is just to get us optimistic, and then it's going to be like, I think it's going to be early June, and then that's going to turn into mid June. I think it's going to be. I'm hoping, praying that we'll be moved in by July 1st. So that's the goal. My wife is hoping June 1st, but I just think that's a pipe dream. Let's see. Herman says, I get carried away when remodeling a room, forgetting I got to pull it all back. Tommy's Corner Card Store. What's up? Good morning to you. All the talk about nostalgia cards the other day, and I bought a Joe. Tommy, awesome. I don't know if you were listening earlier, but I went back and I was sharing what cards sold, and I mentioned the Joe Charbonneau, and I'm like, I sold in 81 Topps Joe Charbonneau, who like kicked off the boom of the rookie card in the early 80s. There's who bought it. Tommy. That's awesome. That is so awesome. Brian says shh on the back thing. I should be thankful that it's only just a sore back that'll go away. So Brian, you're right. I should be thankful that it's just it's an old baseball card injury, right? I threw my back out once, like 5 years ago, and it was just, I think it was the salt, the bags of water softener salt. I think I probably lifted too fast or something, and then like later that night or the next morning, I like bent down to pick something up, and it's just like, oh, that is not, like, I can't imagine, like, Brian, I can't imagine what you're going through. Just in the couple days that I threw my back out, like, it's, oh my gosh, it was torture. So I cannot imagine what you're going through. Andrew says, I sat on the floor yesterday. My neck hurts. Merle says, you got to train to open cards. Right? You got to do, I should have stretched. I should have stretched before opening my cards. TD says, I opened 2 2021 Heritage High numbers a few days ago. Got a triple patch. What? Triple patch Biggio Bichette Vlad of 25. I think cool card is an understatement. That's awesome. Brian says, told you to get a small card table. I do. I will remember that. Joe Charbonneau can open beer bottles with his eye sockets. Rich says, I paid $90 at the store for high number, so 85 on blow, 75 on blowout. 75 for Heritage High Number Hobby Box. And that's free shipping if you order $199. Over $199 is free shipping. So if you buy 3 hobby boxes, it'll be free shipping. And then or minors are $50 on. You know what? I'm going to go to, I joined DealerNet. Oh my gosh. So I got my Heritage Miners boxes for a really good price. Oh, looks like I got to sign in. Let's see what high number is on the marketplace. 2022. Let's see. Heritage high number. Looks like I can buy them on DealerNet for 65. Oof. I completely forgot. Oh yeah, I had pay for DealerNet. $75 makes sense as well. Yeah, but you know what? There's value, and when we have a local card shop in Madison, but he doesn't buy enough, so he doesn't have a lot of like new wax. He has a lot of retail, like he buys off flippers from Target. I haven't been in the store in over a year, but we had the baseball card shop, which flooded out 4 or 5 years ago and closed down. But he had a great selection of new wax, and it was basically kind of like Rich's price. It was like $10 more than what you could buy online. But I don't know about you, but I'd rather just drive to my local card shop and spend $10 more for the convenience and not have to go online, order. And I know it's pretty simple to just plug everything into Blowout or wherever you buy online, but then you have to wait. Now, Blowout, I will say, is fast, and it's a couple days. But if it's a Saturday and it's like, oh, my wife's going out to dinner with her mom or a friend or whatever, I'm going to go down to the local card shop and I'm going to buy a hobby box of Allen and Ginter. I might spend $10 more, $15 more, but I can't just go online and order it because it won't come for another 3 days, 2 days. So there's value in shopping at your local card stores, card shop. So, yeah, if I can wait, it's like, I'm cool with waiting. But if like there's an immediate need, like I wish I had a local card shop that I could go buy a box of Heritage High Number just to have it. But I don't have that option. So I'm stuck with online, but that's okay. Cause I'm as much as it looks like I rip a ton of wax by looking at my rec room floor right now, I don't buy a lot of new wax. In fact, like all of the wax I actually rip is all being released in December. Pro Debut. Well, I think Pro Debut was in November. Pro Debut, Heritage Miners, Topps Update, Bowman Platinum, like all of this stuff. I rip, but it's staggered throughout the year. Now it's just all coming out in the month of December. Now, High Number is not a product I normally buy, but Ethan Roberts is in there. Julio Rodriguez rookies are in there. So, I mean, there's a lot of incentive for me to rip Heritage High Number. If I can get boxes, I look on DealerNet 65, I'm probably going to put an order in now. Herman said, I mean, it is true. You can't beat buying cards from the couch, which, by the way, if you want to buy some singles, check out my eBay store. Link is in the description. I don't think I added anything yesterday, but I will be adding a lot of this stuff that I ripped from the Couch People Christmas party last night. TD says, I'm listing that triple patch at $100 bid tonight. I have a batch of PSA cards coming back in a few weeks. Very nice. Good luck with that. Go ahead, TD. Let me give you a wrench. Put that, if you have a link to your eBay store, just go ahead and pop that link in the chat. And if anybody's interested, that's watching or listening, or in the chat can check it out. So that's what I had for today. I've got some shipping to do, and then I've got to meet the demo guy, and go over that stuff. So hope you had a great Sunday. Basement Card Collector says, I have watched Hobby Evolution several times, but I've never heard the story of the 1 million Cubs project story. I'm curious, are over 1 million? Are you counting them? So I will maybe tomorrow I can share the origin story on the 1 million Cubs project. So currently, and I have like 20,000 plus Cubs that I have not counted. So my latest count is, I think, 839, like right around 839,000 Cubs cards, but I have at least 20,000 still to count. So I'm probably somewhere in the 865,000 vicinity, somewhere around that number. So let's see. Low Roller says, I saw you have kids. Those were not my kids. Those were not my kids. So somewhere around 865,000 Cubs cards. But maybe tomorrow I'll share the origin story and how the project began and what it's about, because I haven't, like, I just I don't really, it's something I should probably mention a little more. I don't like hype it as much as I used to. So thanks for the question. So with that, I am out. Have a great Sunday. Like if you haven't liked the video already. Subscribe to the channel. We'll be back at it. Let's see. This coming week, just programming notes, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Central for Hobby Evolution. No show on Saturday. It is the Madison Card Show on Saturday, December 17th. Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive, 125 tables. Show runs from 9 to 3, and it's free admission. So come check that out on Saturday. So have a great Sunday, and we'll see you tomorrow.